Water and Sanitation Minister Senzo Mchunu says only 3 of the 7 wastewater treatment plants in Mangaung are fully operational. Mchunu was replying to a written parliamentary question from the EFF on the state of the plants in Mangaung. Given the recent cholera outbreak in Tshwane, this is a matter of concern. We speak to Dr. Tseliso Ntili, Free State Provincial Head of the Water and Sanitation Department. Thank you very much, Doc, for your time this afternoon. What do we need to understand about the lay of the land in that province when it comes to water treatment plants?
Thank you very much, May and the viewers. I want just to start by giving a background. The most important thing is to understand that Mangaung is a metro in the Free State, which is really having about 900,000 in our population. And in Bloemfontein, where we have already provided the information, we are really talking about population of about 600,000. And Mangaung metro is having about 13 wastewater treatment works, with also about 18 pump stations. Now, looking at the area of concern, which was really Bloemfontein, definitely Mangaung is having about 7 wastewater treatment works and about 6 pump stations. Out of the 7 wastewater treatment works, definitely 3 are really fully operational, and 3 are partially operational, and 1 was really a non-operational. And looking at some of the pump stations, with 3 are really operational and 3 are really need some attention. Now, in terms of our responsibility, we are really coming to each and every municipality in the Free State and looking at even the metro. And we are really assessing and inspecting and auditing time to time and looking at whether there is no pollution which is really happening and the wastewater treatment works are really functional and are not even putting a risk even to the environment, even also to the people, as you have already mentioned, in terms of cholera and so on. We have
Dr.
already...
Ntili, if you'd please allow me to just join you for the purpose of time. You mentioned that there are 3 wastewater treatment plants that are partially operational. Only 1 is fully functional. What does partially operational mean?
Yes, what we wanted just to say, we do have some limit in our authorizations that we are always using to look at the assessing of the treatment work. What we are looking at the final effluent, which has to go out, not to cause some problems and risk to the environment, and also is being treated in that particular agreed upon standards. We are really agreeing that is really partially, and it's not going to create a risk or a threat to the environment. But the one which is really operational, it is really where we found that everything which is there is really up to the way it has been designed, the capacity, it's splitting all the effluent, and when it goes out, when we are really testing, it's really complying to what the standards that we are really having 241.
Given the context of the population, surely that also poses a concern, because you've got 1 unit that is working, which then would strain the 3 that are partially working. So the 3 that are not working, maybe you can give us an idea in terms of when these plants were actually designed, how many times they have been serviced, how regularly rather they are being serviced.
What we need to look at it is what the regulator has already done as the department. We have almost issued about 8 directives. Out of the 8 directives, 2 were really related even to the wastewater treatment works in Bloemfontein. And then what we have already looked at, municipality managed to secure funding, which is really under the Urban Settlements Development Grant, which is really almost about 91 million rand, which about 78 million rand is really dedicated towards the wastewater treatment works. And about 13 million it goes to about, the pump station. What they really have already done in order to look at all the, the repairing and making sure that those wastewater treatment works and the pump stations are really functional. And they had to be able to put things like, as installing cables, and those which are really been vandalized, the pumps and so on, they have already started now been repaired and so on. And what we have already seen in April, the Metro managed to get and source even some contractors, which really have started with the work. Now, what we are really doing as the department, we are also visiting them time to time, and also to try to sample even the effluent, even to look at even some areas where we are really looking at the possible pollution and the threats. But currently, Mangaung has already started, doing some repairs.
Dr. Tseliso Ntili is the Free State provincial head at the Department of Water and Sanitation in that province. Thank you for your time this afternoon.